All right, we are live for the Tuesday edition of the Morning Check-In, and as always, looking forward to connecting and finding out what's on your radar. And so, as of right now, I want to share some thoughts in reference to something that should be of concern to a lot of people, and it has everything to do with the possible pump and dump scheme pulled off by this current administration, and how one particular economist, i.e., Peter Schiff, believes that there should be some type of investigation. Now, whether that comes to fruition or not is probably very unlikely. But then again, it's something worth touching on just because at this current moment, it appears that Donald Trump is able to get away with a lot of things because this is his last term. And at this current moment, he has won overall support from the MAGA crowd plus some, to where it looks like he can't really be stopped. So we will talk about that and a variety of other things. But anyway, welcome to the live stream. Want to just connect for a quick minute. I have lots of stories. I'm going to try to get right into the nuts and bolts of everything. And as always, you never know who's new. So I'm going to share some resources and whatnot. And typically I share the good news, but due to last minute scrambling, trying to put together something, I just put it in the community tab as well as in the Telegram. So if you want that good news, which is the Word of God, daily devotional put together by myself, then I'd encourage you to go over there and check it out because you will be blessed for sure. But we're going to just jump right in, man. And I want to start off with just some resources here. So let me get into the nuts and bolts of everything once I get my screen situated. Bear with me, good people. Yeah, lots of things unfolding. And let's jump right into my partners over at colonialsmetalsgroup.com. So as you see on the screen here, form to fill out, quick and easy. Fill it out and get information on being able to get gold and silver in your possession via a self-directed IRA. So if you're interested, click the link in the description or go to colonialsmetalsgroup.com/RTD and you can grab this particular documentation here, and it will help you get more information on the services offered by Colonials Metals Group, as well as be able to get some questions answered. And if you would like to speak with the professionals, call 1-888-521-2448, and you can definitely get that information. And it will be a blessing to you because it will help you diversify out of the old and into a proficient way of protecting yourself. So just something to check out for my people who might be new. You never know. And then also want to encourage people to get your weight up via the most affordable gold units available. And they happen to be the cash gold or gold notes rather. And so if you're interested in finding out more about these instruments here, you can also click the link in the description or go to buygoldnotes.com and be able to redeem some of the Federal Reserve notes for real physical gold, all the way from a half a unit note all the way up to a 100 unit note. There's something for everybody here. So buygoldnotes.com, check it out if you guys are interested. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts, man. I want to get right to the RTD news page. So for those who might be new, you never know, but I try to put together everything in one short and concise manner on the rtd.news page. So if you scroll down below, you will be able to see the rtd.news. Just type in rtd.news into your URL. It'll take you right here. And this is where I compile all types of, oops, give me a second here. Grab the wrong screen. This is where I compile all types of information here that I believe is relevant to today's subject matter. And so give me a second here. I am always tweaking on things on the back end here. And so, sweet and simple here. I have lots of things here. And I want to just start off with the primary story that I think is important because it will not get any mainstream coverage other than just an alternative media sphere. But I think it's important. So it says here, very first article, Schiff says Donald Trump just pulled off the biggest crypto rug pull of all times. And that has everything to do with the last 48 hours from his Sunday Truth Social post, basically announcing a strategic crypto reserve that was centered around three altcoins. And then he brought in Bitcoin, Ethereum after the fact. And before then, there were a lot of people who knew this information. And so they got in well in advance. And then 24 hours later, there was a straight up market correction. So this is the activity that can happen in a market that is not regulated. And so, should this be used as a way of trying to bring some light to this subject matter in reference to this whole crypto being used as a escape hatch for hyperinflating currency, which is coming, and or a wealth transfer mechanism for the uber wealthy that are now in the White House Economic Gold Council, or I'm sorry, Crypto Council, that are literally position themselves because they know what cryptos are coming first and foremost and what will be used where and when. So these are things that I think should be talked about, because if not, you got a lot of bag holders, people who are expecting to see some type of transformation, literally will just see more of the same old thing. So something to consider. All right, so let me just share with you what, click on this link here. And I saw this yesterday and I'm like, wow, okay, this is different. I wouldn't have expected Peter Schiff to come out so hard, in a sense, on the president. But then again, he is very aware of what's going on in the current transition. So he's holding no punches. And so here we have a tweet that came out, or X, whatever you want to call it, came out yesterday at March 3rd at 3:35 p.m., right after the market tail dive, nose dive. But I'll read this and then I'll share my thoughts on them. And of course, as always, for those who are chiming in, feel free to add to the conversation or leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. But is this something that should be basically investigated? It would be the ultimate question. So real quick here, I'll thumb through it. It says, Donald Trump, the first crypto president, just helped pull off the biggest crypto rug pull of all time. A congressional investigation is now warranted to find out the following regarding this pump and dump scheme. It says, who authored the 2 Sunday afternoon posts on the president's Truth Social account? It says, who knew about the first post in advance, and when were they first informed of the wording of the post and the timing of its release? So there you have a lot of questions that, in an ideal world, would be worth finding out. But given the current magnitude of what's at stake here, the tariff talk is the prevailing narrative, especially now that it looks like Ontario, right above me, not too far from me, is actually imposing tariffs back and threatening to cut off energy to Michigan, New York, and every other state. And so that right there will overshadow any type of news like this. And because crypto is not a regulated market, it can literally still remain in the shadows while they can pump and dump a couple more times. And outside of the uber wealthy, those on the inside getting wealthy, and of course traders and people who are taking advantage of the opportunity, as we can say as well, the average Joe is missing out on this because it hasn't been positioned just yet. And like I've always said before, when it is positioned finally and the crypto regulation is clear and everything is revealed, the banks, the too big to fail banks, will somehow, some way find their way to the forefront, and they'll be overseeing and running the markets as always. So in anticipation of that, it looks like this crypto council, as well as all the other people who are in the know, the Trump family in particular, they're going to benefit heavily. So literally billions will be made off of a tweet or some wording from the president's mouth. And so that is very dangerous, in my opinion, because this is all crypto related. And he says nothing about gold and silver, because if he did, that would definitely move the markets as well. So expect more crypto talk, but we'll see. We'll just jump back into this one real quick here. Okay. It says here, how much money those with advance notice spent buying XRP, Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and if they sold, the exact timing of those sales and the proceeds received. Another question. We also need all emails or text messages that involve any members of the president's staff, his or her family or friends, his campaign donors, or Truth Social employees that relate to either of the 2 Sunday Truth Social posts. And so this had 2.8 million views. And once again, crickets. I haven't heard nothing from any major finance pundit or nothing like that. It's all focused on a variety of other subjects because they give us more stuff to distract us. But when they're rebranding and transitioning the old financial system into a solely digital one, where a lot of these projects are going to be used as the gateway / architecture of this financial sector, these are things that the average Joe should be concerned with. Because even if you're in crypto, and even if you hold some of those tokens in your portfolio, unless you're trading as far as getting in and getting out, more than likely you probably bought in on the anticipation of them going higher. And when the rug was pulled, you probably lost something. So how much was lost from the average person speculating, thinking that this is the move, Trump is about to pump it, and they all bought more than they should. And this is the gamble, this is the risk of this market, because it's the crypto Wild West as of now. And he knows that. The Trump campaign, the Trump administration knows that, so they can get away with this stuff a lot longer until something is done. But will it? And what time? So we'll see. But these are some things. So those are 5 or so questions that Peter Schiff put out there. And of course, there are some responses. So let's just jump into those responses real quick, because there's a lot of people who also share a certain amount of skepticism, concern, and everything else. So let me zoom in here and I will share with you just some thoughts from the X community. So let me jump back on here real quick here. So here we got some follow up thoughts. This is from Aaron Day, another crypto enthusiast that's very vocal against a lot of the maximalist narrative. And let me minimize myself here so I can get out the way. And let me minimize this. Give me a second here, trying to move the screen so I can actually see some things. Okay, so Aaron Day says also, this was 19 hours ago, investigate David Sachs, crypto holdings, and his immediate family. This reeks of cronyism. If not outright fraud, taxpayer theft shouldn't be used to purchase any digital assets. And so David Sachs, of course, is his crypto czar. And here is a tweet from him. Perhaps I'm assuming this may have been, when was this? This was, I'm not sure, it's a screen capture, so I'm not sure, but this is according to Mr. Aaron Day. He says, this community note is a lie. I had 74,000 position in the Bitwise ETF, which I sold on January 22. I do not have large indirect holdings. I'll provide an update at the end of the ethics process. And then it says, correct, I sold all my cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, prior to the start of administration. So according to David Sachs, he is not compromised because he sold. Now, whether you believe it or not, that's another, because here he could have sold, but his wife, his kids, he could open up accounts in his kid's name. This is just pure speculation, but I'm just thinking, if I was a part of the team that was going to build out this infrastructure for the future, it'd be very hard for me to not position myself as a little payoff to myself for helping lay the foundation for this particular sector. It's good to say that the average person would find it hard to divest himself 100% out of this and just get in after the fact, because most politicians that usually come from nothing, i.e., just a typical career advancement, making crumbs to a certain position and status along the way, they tend to go along with the flow of things and become more compromised than not. But majority of these people here are already millionaires, if not billionaires. So they don't really have, it's not about money for them per se. It's more so about positioning themselves for future opportunities. And so even if he did divest and doesn't hold any of those coins, perhaps his company or 2 or 3 or 4 companies that he's invested in, because he is a venture capitalist, therefore he has maybe 100 companies in his portfolio. So he doesn't need immediate holdings of these particular projects, because he has put funds into those companies that will reap some of the benefits from this in particular advancement. Once again, David Sachs will end up wealthier at the end of this than he is now. Point day. Me being a speculator in this space and keep my eyes and ears out, that's why I bring this to the forefront, because I'm watching. I'm trying to see what steps are being taken, who's moving where, and trying to get one step ahead so that I can reap some of the rewards of all this activity. As I always mention, mama didn't raise no fool. If you see the stuff happening, hopefully you are taking advantage of it. So just something for my people out here who may or may not know. But anyway, this is just some things that I believe is worth your attention. And it doesn't stop there. So let me just give you a couple more of this with the additional feedback, as I haven't gone further in this. But Jesse Colombo, who's a financial columnist, he also agrees. So he said 100% agree in reference to, I'm sure, an investigation. So he's a pretty, Jesse Colombo, let me get myself out the way here. Let me move this around. So he has 174,000 followers, and he also agrees about the idea of an investigation. North Star agrees. Yes, but we have 4 years of this with Biden crime family and crickets. And so this person here is taking the opposite of this, saying that because the Biden administration completely crippled crypto, is it really bad that Trump is pumping it and dumping it? And so once again, you got a variety of thoughts. It says agreed, even if it's nothing untoward, It should be investigated. Has all of the other posts over here. This one was all aged well badly. I've never known anyone to be wrong for so long. Talking about Peter Schiff. Should have profited. I know I did. That is the only point of crypto. I accept my proceeds in gold. So a lot of people agree, a lot of people don't. A lot of people bashing what's his name, Peter Schiff, just because he is so pro gold, anti crypto that he and people don't realize that his whole stance and a part of his platform in getting attention is to have something that goes against the grain, which is crypto. So he'll bash Bitcoin all along. His family, I'm sure, holds it. His son does, and he's a businessman, so he takes advantage of opportunities. And so if it gives him more attention, then he'll take the side of that trade of using Bitcoin as a way to get people's attention. Because the more you talk about Peter Schiff, the better his companies do. The better his companies will perform because it'll be trending and the algorithm will pump him to the top with his companies. Smart on his part. Okay, here's a couple other topics here. Next one is Donald Trump allegations of insider trading. So this is a tweet here that I thought was interesting because I don't know where it came from, but I've mentioned on the last live stream I did a while ago that is no doubt the Trump family will benefit most from all crypto activity because of their current infrastructures that they have in place. They have the World Liberty Financial, which is a banking, and they got a coin to that. They got the Trump meme coin, the Melania meme coin, and they just announced an NFT slash crypto exchange platform that they're working on. So believe me, they're going to get paid first. Don't get mad at it. That's just how the system goes. And so what are you going to do about it? That's the question I leave with you. Everybody have their own particular strategy. Hopefully you have yours. And so here says from Crypto Bees, Donald Trump made $7 million by insider trading. So $7 million seems low. That's crumbs to billionaires, but $7 million chump change just could be made with just a quick tweet. He could say something like crypto reserve coming, and then markets pump. Then he dump. Oh man, that's great. He longed the BTC and ETH right before his announcement. Is this fair? And then people said, not sure would risk it for such a small amount of money. And then we have what else we got here? More thoughts. Just share some thoughts. We all saw the transaction, didn't we? We could have followed the trade and cashed out too. Our fault. Where are your receipts? No, it's not fair, but we can't blame the player, blame the system. It's designed for those who know how to take advantage, unfortunately. And that's 100% accurate. The system is designed for those who have inside information or who know something that others don't know. That's just how the game works. It's not about what you know, it's who. If the president have got inside information, go get it because it is legal. It is legal. And so this is the system, people. Okay, a couple more things here. We got lots of things. I'll just thumb through some other headlines here just to tease you on some things. And so, as always, for those who want the full shebang, I encourage you to go to the rtd.news website and get it all here. But here we got here. This is another rumor. Trump to eliminate crypto gains, crypto capital gain taxes. So if that is true, that's what's floating around. This upcoming Friday, he's going to eliminate crypto taxes. If he does, you better believe that's going to be a game changer. The markets will fly beyond belief. We will have all the crypto enthusiasts, speculators, and mom and pops. Everybody is going to be running into crypto. So once again, this is a he say, she say type of alert from, was this, who is it, Simply Bitcoin or Simply Bitcoin? Rumor, Trump to eliminate Bitcoin capital gains tax at Friday's White House Crypto Summit. So you better believe the market will pump based upon what comes out of this crypto summit. And so if you know something, then you know something. If you don't know, you'd be left out looking inside. But let's think about this. As I always talk about, and I got to bring it up again, just because you never know who might be new here to the community. But all of this is intentional. It's a part of the game. And it has everything to do with distracting the masses, buying time so that the powers that be can pull off the greatest monetary heist in human history. And a part of the strategy is to make America great again. But in order to do that, you got to have people to buy in. And what better way to do that than creating the MAGA wealth effect, which is the illusionary accumulation of wealth via digital software units that people can get out and get in the dollars, which will literally juice the markets, creating an artificial boom. And then people will go out because they feel wealthier and buy things, therefore boosting the economy in a variety of sectors. And so if this Friday, this whole MAGA wealth effect kicks in because of the announcement of crypto taxes being eliminated or something like that, anything to do with crypto in a positive light, you better believe the market's going to pump and people will feel wealthier. And that's a part of the game. What better time to distract the masses than during the introduction of a newer type of financial products and services via blockchain distributed ledger technology? It is great. It is beyond great. And so a lot of people say, Mike, stop hating. You should got involved, good, whatever. Trust me, I've had a strategy for quite some time now, and it has a lot to do with realizing that manipulation is a friend of mine. And I look for opportunities just like anybody else. I do believe in capitalism for sure, 100%. I go get it when I can. And so I'm not like on the outside, oh man, they pumping bags. No, when bags go up, everybody bags get bigger. When bags go down, everybody bags get smaller. But at the end of the day, it's all about how much weight you got, how much access and how much control do you have of real tangible resources, because we're being steered towards software when in actuality the uber billionaires are buying resources. Don't forget that there is a race for rare earth minerals. There's more minerals that we know nothing about that is needed for this quantum AI, robotics, electric future they have for us, but there's only so much available right now. So there has to be a lot of investment into that space so that all that wealth can come up and be utilized. So once again, take advantage of opportunities, my friends. But anyway, let me see a couple more headlines here. What time we got? It is, yeah, we make a good time. And so let me just share with you a couple more, just read through a couple other headlines here and let you guys. So here we got something that is interesting. Deutsche Bank sees risk of US dollar losing safe haven status. Duh, this is fresh off the press. So here we got more information here about Deutsche Bank having concerns about the dollar. And the whole show that you're watching is called Rethinking the Dollar, because I was rethinking it a decade ago and trying to warn people as to where things where things have to go, because every fiat always return to its intrinsic value at some point. Therefore, the world won't need Federal Reserve notes. And so it says here, the US dollar may lose its traditional safe haven status as global global market adjustment of a new geopolitical order, according to Deutsche Bank. So there's a new geopolitical order being created right now, and therefore, with that order, there will be alternatives. And with alternatives comes the or less of a dependency on the old. Now, old is the SWIFT / dollar Federal Reserve note focus center, yeah. And so there'll be more things introduced. And of course, gold is already all-time high. So gold tells the truth. And as of right now, this is what we're looking at. So gold tells the truth. Let me just refresh this so you can see what I see in real time. Oops, cancel. Oops, hit the wrong page. So this is what we're looking like in real time. Gold tells something different. And at $2,900, it tells the truth. Gold don't lie. Gold does not lie. Everything else valued in gold is a lie. And so you might say, oh, what do you mean by that? Oh, I love just using, let me just show you the biggest lie. So as of over the last, let's go month, over the last month under Donald Trump's term, this is what gold has done in terms of its value. And so over the last month of his presidency, gold has appreciated and compared to dying fiat by 4.24%. And if I was to reverse this, that means the Federal Reserve note over the last month has lost 4.07 worth of relative purchasing power, meaning it takes that much more notes to actually get an ounce, not to mention the premium. And as always, if you go out a year, those that have held gold have benefited substantially, while the fiat has lost 28% of its potential purchasing power when it comes to being able to buy physical gold. So that's what I mean by uh, gold doesn't lie. It always tells the truth because everything measured in it is a lie. Okay. But anyway, that's pretty much it. It's lots of things happening. I got more articles there. I believe you might want to see those. So go to rtd.news, check it out. And if you find things of value there, share it. And as always, for those who are tuned in, appreciate you for your presence. Hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you keep an eye on. If you enjoy this, take this, share it so more people can find out what's going on from an alternative perspective and just begin asking questions. That's all you can do. And be blessed, be safe. Shalom.